Hello everyone, Freemantle here. People from the prehistoric past like me will remember 40, 50 years ago how the liberal talked about helping needy people, helping the poor. The only thing comparable to it now is the way he talks about the environment. Whenever a political program, a law, a regulation, or what the liberal now calls a social policy was under discussion, somebody was almost bound to say, but how is that going to help the needy? What effect will that have on needy people? I don't think we're thinking about the needy here. And sometimes, well, that would just help the rich, which by implication, we certainly don't want to do. We want to be caring. We want to be generous. We want to be, in a favorite liberal word of the time, sensitive to people who are suffering and needy. Liberal programs and policies help people. They express our concern, even our love for other people. Liberalism is kindness. In my experience, that isn't PR on the liberal's part. He honestly means exactly what he says, that his programs and policies are kind. We are kind to people by hurting people. We lift people up by pushing people down. We make things better for people by making things worse for people. We all know that's how the welfare state works. We all know what the welfare state is, how it works, and why we've got it. It's our device for forcing some people to make things better for other people. It has no other moral justification. The liberal even has a special word for how it does this: redistribution. So-called redistribution hurts people. To hurt somebody is to injure his interests. Maybe his own well-being, maybe the well-being of people he loves, a cause he supports, something that is important, dear, valuable to him. The program or policy that's liberal hurts people. It hurts people with the liberal's full knowledge that it's hurting them. It hurts people chronically, constantly, continuously. If it didn't, then every person the liberal program or policy reached would find his interests, whatever they are, unaffected, or he would find that his interests are advanced. Either way, think about this. If all his interests are unaffected or advanced, it would be impossible for him to have any objection to giving the liberal everything the liberal wants. All the liberal would have to do is ask for it. But then there'd be no need for liberal government to be in the picture. The government isn't there for logistical reasons. Just listen to the way the liberal talks about the corporations. He's perfectly well aware that businesses can conduct their operations across society, indeed across the world. The government is there because the liberal knows or fears that his program or policy is going to hurt people. And so it may be that not enough people will willingly and voluntarily go along with what he wants. The liberal government is there to force them to go along. If I break into your house and steal your TV and flog it for $150 and go to Vegas for a weekend on the proceeds and I'm caught, I'm punished. But if I get together with my friends and neighbors and we get our bill passed or our man elected, and that sets up a welfare program to which you are forced to pay $150 in taxes, to which I apply for benefits, which pays me $150 in benefits, which I use to go to Vegas, why, I'm just a law-abiding citizen of the democratic welfare state. And that's what I'm supposed to do, isn't it? How do I improve my lot in life by using the welfare state? Well, how does any of us do it? We get the liberal government to take what we want from somebody else by force and to give it to us. We're entitled to it. I'm entitled to it. And you have no right to it if I don't have just as good as you've got. And if I don't and my desire for it is hot, I envy and resent your having it. That's an ugly motivation. The reason that the liberal always talks about his programs and policies as helping is that the people they hurt are irrelevant to him, unless they're hurt so badly they fall down in the class of the needy. That would be counterproductive, of course. Or he doesn't talk about how he hurts people because, in the liberal's view, they deserve to be hurt for having so much more than needy people have. That's not a pretty motivation either. I say it is wrong to make the victimizing and hurting of people the ordinary, expected, common sense, taken for granted way we treat one another. as it's become in America. It is a morally wrong way to live together. It is immoral. The problem with the welfare state is not that it is wasteful and inefficient. You hear this often from economists who aren't liberal. Well, if we're pursuing the right goals, we tolerate a lot of inefficiency if we have to, and quite rightly. The liberal would tell you he has the right goals, so his inefficiency is a piddling matter, and if he has the right goals, he's right. The problem with the welfare state is not that it's meddlesome, tries to micromanage our lives, which it does. You're too fat, wear a seatbelt when you drive. You hear this from conservatives. It's sometimes called the nanny state argument. The welfare state treats you like a nanny supervising recalcitrant children. What this complaint amounts to is, liberalism is annoying. Well, parts of anybody's life are annoying. If all that's wrong with liberalism is that it's annoying, there's nothing wrong with liberalism. No. The trouble with the liberals' welfare state is not that it's wasteful or meddlesome. The trouble is that it's immoral. Its principle is that people must serve others and may be compelled by legal punishment to do so. That principle is morally wrong. It was morally wrong for black people in America before the Civil War. It is morally wrong for rich people and better off people in today's welfare state. It is immoral for any person at any time, anywhere. A person is not a draft animal. Thank you for listening.